What's up, guys? We are back with a brand new mask review video today. If at any point in this video you decide you like this video, make sure you smash that like button. Comment down below, let me know what your favorite mask in this review is. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, a little disclosure before I start. I usually do these somewhat scripted. Like I'll write a very loose script down and kind of go off of that just to kind of give me something to go off of. But I think for this one I'm going to not make a script, I guess, and just see how it goes, you know. But for the first mask submission we have this awesome raw hide bone Jason mask submitted by Masks by ANBRY. Now this mask is very different than what I'm used to seeing by ANBRY. Like ANBRY's masks are usually very asymmetrical in that they have no symmetry at all. And this is a lot more clean than what I've seen him do, because he's usually into the dark grungy aesthetic a lot more. So it's kind of unique to see him get out of that comfort zone and do something that's symmetrical like a Jason mask and as clean as a Jason mask is, because you have to kind of get the form down right or it doesn't really convey that it's a Jason mask, in my opinion. And I think you did a really good job there. All the holes look like they're perfect size. The eye holes are in the right spot. I really enjoy how he puts this like burlap texture behind the mask. I asked him about that and he said he does it for comfort, but I think it actually adds to the aesthetic of the mask too. Like those little holes, like with the burlap behind it, it kind of just makes it look cooler, in my opinion. Moving on, it looks like the top chevrons and the bottom chevrons are painted on. It looks like the top chevron may be a little bit crooked, but not much. Like I can tell you really try to get that down pat. I really enjoy the finer details, like the scratches all over this. Like this is just intense, man. Like I really enjoy how you have got such grunge and, I don't know, scratched and bloodied up. Like you did a great job there. Moving on from that, it looks like we have leather straps that are riveted into the mask. The top rivet on the center of the mask looks like it may be a little off-centered. I would say just straighten that up a bit if you're going to do one of these in the future. But I don't know really what much else I can say. Like I enjoy that, like, I don't know if you've been watching my videos, but I see a lot of people make these chevrons the same color as the blood, and you did a really good job of making sure that these are two separate reds. Like in the top chevron, you can see that the blood actually goes through the chevron, so that's really great attention to detail there. The bottom part of the mask is really like messed up, and I love that. I don't know what much else I could say about this mask, because this, in my opinion, is one of your better masks. It's nice and thick. You got, you know, the thickness down pat, and I'd imagine this is probably a lot more comfortable than a lot of Jason Hawks that are on the market these days, just because of the burlap on the inside of the mask. But with that being said, I think that's the end of, you know, my review of this mask. Like 9 out of 10, dude. Like great job. Like scratches, you got the deep scratches up top, the small scratches throughout the mask. Like really great work. Love what you did. Keep it up. Moving on into our second submission, we have a Fiend Bray Wyatt mask. If you don't know who Bray Wyatt is, he is a wrestler from the WWE. So I really enjoy this just because I'm a huge wrestling fan. So I asked to submit this one the last time she submitted to me, just because I really enjoyed this one. Now, I really enjoy how it looks like you've got the coloring down almost perfect. Like that must have been some painstaking painting done there. I like how around the eyes, that little that weird crescent moon shape around the eyes and beside the eyes. Like, I like how it looks like you have maybe burnt or like beveled them in somehow. I would say to do that around the wrinkles too, like in the forehead of the mask and the nose of the mask. I really think that would benefit this mask a whole lot. And the same thing for the teeth. I think the teeth could benefit from that as well. Also, I think in this particular mask, it would also benefit from filling in the holes just in the mouth area. The bottom snaps are painted. I've seen a lot of people do this. I personally don't like when people fill in the bottom snaps with paint, because you never know what other people are going to do with them. So I would just say next time, don't paint those bottom snaps, or take the bottom snaps off completely. The teeth are insane, dude. Like, I know that was hard to get down pat, because those are some very gnarly looking teeth on the real mouth itself. So I know that was hard to get down. But like I said, just fix the wrinkles in the top of the mask. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, you could probably go ahead and cut out the nose holes on this mask and fill in the actual nose hole that comes on it. That might actually make it look better too. The fading of the red into the white looks great. The teeth look pretty cool. Altogether, I love this mask. It's a really cool mask. I'm a huge fan of WWE, and I'm a huge fan of this mask. So 9 out of 10, good job. Alright, so now we have this really interesting looking Swamp Thing mask. This is Swamp Thing from DC. This is a really interesting mask. I like how you got the vine looking thread going throughout the mask. That's kind of unique to this mask. I don't think you see anyone do that. It almost looks like it's wrapped around the strap on the, I guess it'd be the right side of the mask if you were looking into the mask. I like that. I really like this thing. It's hard to give an honest feedback of this one, because I'm a huge DC fan. I guess I particularly like the eye on the right side of the mask, how it droops over more. I don't like how I don't think you should have did the vines through the eye holes. I think that might be kind of a distraction when you're wearing the mask. If I would do anything different to this mask, I would say this mask would really benefit from using flocking of some sort, and maybe some faux grass. Like, really push that green narrative that Swamp Thing's always pushing. I think that would be really cool. Mimic the eye from the right the best you can over the left. I like how it droops over a whole lot. I would say tone it down just a little bit with the hot glue. Like, the darker areas are hot glue. For those of you who don't know, I would say tone that down just a little bit, and maybe just a bit greener. I like how it is darker, but I think in some areas it almost looks brown, which is fine if that's what you were going for. But if I were doing it, I think I would make it just a little bit more vibrant. I like how you have the straps covered in this mucky gunk looking stuff too. Like, it's really cool. It's a really interesting mask. Something else I would do is maybe I've seen a few people do this with masks. So Swamp Thing, a lot of iterations of Swamp Thing has glowing red eyes. So I think I would go find like a pair of like cheap sunglasses with some red shades on them, and I think I would glue those to the inside of the mask, so that when you're looking at the mask, it appears that you have redder eyes, if that makes sense. Either that, or you could alternatively wear like maybe red contacts, but I don't think that would be as noticeable as just putting the red lenses behind them. But all in all, man, this is a really sick mask. Like, you can tell you put in a lot of painstaking work. I know from doing the Graffiti Mask that hot glue is really difficult to cover with paint for whatever reason. Like, I thought the first time I did it, it was going to be fairly straightforward, but even after I talked to you a little bit about this mask, you let me know that, yeah, it was indeed painstaking. So great job there. All in all, though, I think you did a really good job. It looks like in some places also that you have like little twigs put on the mask. I'm just now noticing that. Like, I think you probably could have did that a little bit more if you were going for that like twig looking aesthetic. I like that. Maybe look into some faux leaves. Maybe that could help this mask a little bit more too. Like I said, the faux grass and some flocking would really help this mask. But all in all, I love this thing. It is a sick mask. Great job. Alright, our next submission comes from Anthony Lagarde, or Lagarde. I think I might be saying that wrong. So if I'm butchering your name, I'm 100% sorry. So this submission is really cool. It's a 2-for-1 combo. So like, I'm going to try to split this up into kind of 2 different sections so that it kind of makes a little bit more sense. Let's work on the mask first, because like the actual hawk is badass. I don't know what I could say negative about this. I guess if anything, the top chevron is not centered, or maybe it looks centered, but it looks like the paint on the bottom right side of the chevron may have like dripped a little bit out of place. I don't know, it just looks a little wonky right there. It kind of looks wonky on the top line too. Just straighten those lines up just a bit. I really enjoy how you added the purple like on the part of the mask that's missing, like how there's this purple fade into the actual mask and like into the cracks and stuff. Like how you did the purple around the eyes. Like, you use purple to dirty the mask up a lot, and I like that, because I think a lot of people, when they do the NES mask look, I think they usually like think that black would make it look better, and it doesn't always. Like, I think it takes away from the mask. So you putting the purple on the mask to kind of highlight the mask works a lot better than black. So I really enjoyed that you did that. Besides that though, this thing is sick. I like how you have the you don't have elastic on it. You have these like purple cloth looking straps. I like that. I like that a lot, because you don't see that being done a whole lot. I'd imagine this is going into your personal collection, or maybe you just had someone's specific head size, because I don't know if these are adjustable. Maybe they are adjustable, but from the looks of it straight on, it doesn't. So I'm guessing, just off the top of my head, that this is going into your personal collection. Let's go ahead and move on into that that hood you got, because I'm a huge fan of this hood, and I think it just makes this mask look so much like the actual hawk itself. Like, it's complemented a whole lot by the hood itself. So moving on into the hood, the last time I saw this hood was like back in December, I think. I saw your original post, and I told you to work with like a muted green color, and I think you did awesome, because like I was hoping this was going for, you know, the NES theme here, and of course you were. And it looks like this mask really benefited from the greens. I would say, if I had to say anything negative about this, like, I don't know, I enjoy this one a whole lot, so this one's very hard for me, but because I like the blue bones that you have throughout. I like the green teeth. Only thing negative I would say is like the darker pink tones, like in the actual, like I guess it would be flesh slits of the mask, like that dark pink color that you have. I'm not a fan of that in particular. I think I think if I were going to do this, I would have did the teeth blue and maybe played around with that green paint in the crevices of these skin flaps. I think that maybe the green is blood, if that makes sense. I think that would have looked really interesting, but in no way is this wrong. Like, this is one of my favorite hood designs I think I've ever seen. Like, I can't wait to see what this looks like as a complete costume, because I think this would really benefit from, you know, that purple jumpsuit that you see in the NES games. This thing is sick. Like, put them together and it is dope. Like, you cannot mistake that this is the NES theme. You can't mistake this is retro. You can't, like, it's one and the same. I love this. But that being said, these two things separately look good. So not only did you make one or the other one look good, you made them both mesh together well, and I really, really, really enjoy that. Like, I don't think you could have did much better on this. This is absolutely dope. I love this. Keep up with this kind of stuff, because I'm a huge fan of neon, retro, whatever you want to call it. I'm a huge fan of these, like, vibrant colors. So this was right up my alley. I love this. Please keep this up. Alright, next up for our submissions is this really sick, really badass, awesome looking graffiti mask. And I really shouldn't say submission either, because I went out of my way to ask if I could review this. So he's letting me review this, and I'm super excited about it, because I'm not sure that you could have done much better. This thing is awesome. I really enjoy this hand coming out of the axe slit at the top. The silver paint on the knife, that's a nice attention to details. I know hands are something that are very, very difficult to draw as an artist, so, you know, 9 out of 10 on the hand. Like, it looks like you got each, like, little hand wrinkle in there. Like, I don't know, this is sick. This is so sick. The New York graffiti at the bottom looks absolutely phenomenal. You got the nice huge cheek chevrons. I think if I was doing this mask, I would have went for the smaller chevrons, but then again, I'm not sure that those would have shown up on this mask, and I think that might be why you've opted to use the Roy looking chevrons on this one. It looks like the top chevron is a little off kilter a little bit. I think you might need to try to center that up a little bit. Something else I really enjoy about this mask, though, is that, like, it basically has no holes except for the hole right there in the axe slit, which, if I were you, I would have just went ahead and taken that out too. But that might be an issue with the mold, because you did tell me you made these molds yourself, which is phenomenal. But I really enjoyed that it has no holes. I think that adds uniqueness to this mask. Like, you don't see a whole lot of these kind of masks without holes, so great job there. I kind of like how it's just a canvas basically at this point, right? Next is that 13 graffiti-esque type of style on the side. I really enjoyed that. That's nice. That's really clean. The only thing that I could say negative about the graffiti, and this is coming from someone with a graffiti background, so I guess take it with a grain of salt, because as a graffiti artist, this is something that I would see, but not many other people would see. So again, just take that with a grain of salt. Right there at the top where it says "Kill her, mommy," I think you need to push your letters together just a little bit. Like, this is what is called a throw-up style or throwy style. And when you're doing throwies and throw-ups, you want your letters to be as close together as possible, because when you're out on the streets doing graffiti, it saves more time, if that makes sense. Like, you're putting less paint on the canvas, so it saves time by putting those letters together. The cage of the eye at the top should probably be pushed together a little bit more. The L overlap is fine. I think I would put the I to the L a little bit closer together. The H to the E in her, that looks fine with that overlap, but right there with the R right beside it, I would push that R a little bit more into the E. And then mommy looks very out of place to me for some reason. I would push all those letters together, just scrunch them together, not a whole lot, but just a little bit, so that you won't actually be able to see some of the details on one side of the letter, if that makes sense. Each letter should overlap the next letter. So just take that with a grain of salt, because I don't think anyone who's not a graffiti artist would notice that. But as a graffiti artist, that is something that I noticed right away. But the bottom New York graffiti, that looks insane. I don't know if you have found that design online and bitten it from someone else, or if that is original. If that is original, dude, that is insane. That is some great graffiti work, like 9 out of 10 there. All in all, though, I love this mask. Like, I would love to have this mask myself. Your price range is a little bit out of my, capabilities right now during this time. I don't want to get demonetized there, but out of this time we're in, I don't have a whole lot of extra money for your price range, but I would love to have this in my collection. This is a sick mask. I love the no holes, the hand, the New York paint, the 13 paint, the graffiti at the top, the outers, that being the green outline, I should say, with the painted on bubbles. I really enjoy everything about this mask. Keep it up. Great work. I love this.